Old souls move through the world like echoes of forgotten wisdom, their eyes carrying the sadness of centuries, and the calm of someone who has already seen how it all ends. They love differently, slowly, deeply, quietly. They listen more than they speak, and when they finally speak, it feels like truth itself taking a breath. But beneath that beauty lies a burden, the weight of understanding in a world that fears reflection. They see what others overlook, feel what others avoid, and remember emotions they never lived. To be an old soul is to be ancient in a young world, to find peace in solitude yet ache for connection. It's a beautiful tragedy, to carry timeless wisdom in a body that's still learning how to live. Old souls don't live in time, they listen to it. To them, every second has a sound, every silence an echo. They move slowly, not because they are lost, but because they sense how fleeting everything truly is. They walk as though they've seen the ending before the story begins. They are young in body, but ancient in heart, a contradiction wearing skin. They smile softly at things others rush past, and mourn deeply for things others never notice. A sunset isn't just beautiful to them, it's a farewell. A child's laughter isn't just noise, it's the sound of innocence trying to survive time. They feel time like a pulse. Steady, inevitable, patient. Where others count days, they count moments. They don't fear aging, they fear wasting. But here lies their paradox. Because they understand the brevity of life, they sometimes forget to live it. They analyze joy until it fades, preserve moments so tightly that they crush the spontaneity inside them. Old souls often feel out of synchronize with the world's tempo. While everyone races forward, they pause, listening for something eternal beneath the ticking clock. They are both here and elsewhere, their minds straddling past lives, future hopes, and the fragile present in between. They love memories too much to move on, and dream too vividly to stay still. They are time travelers trapped in human rhythm, anchored in today, but haunted by forever. And maybe that's what makes them both beautiful and burdened. They see the impermanence of everything, and still love as if nothing will ever end. They understand that time destroys, and yet they offer their hearts anyway. To them, every goodbye is sacred, every hello, a miracle. They are the ones who know that. The clock doesn't just measure hours, it measures heartbeats. And when they listen closely, they realize they are not running out of time. Time is running out of them. Old souls feel what others only notice. They hear the emotions behind words, see the exhaustion behind smiles, and taste the sorrow hiding in laughter. Their gift is empathy, but like all gifts from the divine, it comes wrapped in burden. They don't just understand people, they absorb them. Every heartbreak in the room becomes theirs to hold. Every cry, a vibration they cannot silence. They carry invisible weights, the pain of others stored gently in the folds of their hearts. And the paradox? The more they love the world, the heavier it becomes to carry. They want to heal everyone, but healing demands they bleed first. They are the ones who stay up at night, writing unsent letters to people they barely know, whispering prayers for strangers, crying for souls who'll never know they were cried for. When they say, "I understand," they mean it, because empathy for them is not imagination, it's incarnation. They become the feeling, they enter the ache, and when it's all over, they're left wondering which pain was theirs and which they borrowed. They walk through life like emotional mirrors, reflecting everything, good and bad, back to the world. But mirrors don't rest. They're always catching light, always holding faces. That's the quiet tragedy of the empathic old soul. They see beauty so vividly it hurts, and hurts so deeply it becomes beautiful. Sometimes they wish they could turn it off, They wish they could stop feeling for a while. Stop caring, stop noticing, stop absorbing. But indifference is a language they never learned. They are cursed with compassion, blessed with sensitivity, alive to every frequency of human feeling. Their empathy is their halo and their cross. It's what makes them saints in spirit and wanderers in practice, forever tending to wounds they didn't cause. And yet, beneath the exhaustion, there's quiet grace, because somewhere inside, they know the world would be colder without hearts like theirs. They are the silent healers, the unseen listeners, the reason someone somewhere still believes kindness exists. Old souls crave meaning the way the thirsty crave water. But they live in a world built for noise, the place where speed is mistaken for success. And attention is the new currency. They want conversations that stretch past midnight, not small talk about weather and trends. They want to touch souls, not screens. They want to feel realness, to sit with silence until it starts speaking. But here's the paradox. The deeper they long to go, the lonelier it becomes. Because few people want to drown that far inside themselves. So the old soul learns to hide their depth behind polite smiles and half-answers. They talk about the surface because no one dives anymore. They live between two worlds, the fast one that rewards pretending, and the quiet one that punishes it. Their spirit belongs to eternity, but their body walks through Wi-Fi and timelines. They laugh, but they question. They attend the party, but their mind is asking, what does all this mean? They don't hate people, they just hate the performance of living, the endless chase for validation, the emptiness dressed as entertainment. To them, connection is sacred. It's not something to collect, but something to build. They don't want followers, they want witnesses. Not applause, but understanding. And that's what makes their beauty so rare. While the world moves faster, they slow down. While others skim, they sink. While most people chase new experiences, they chase ancient truths. They are the paradox of presence. Here, but elsewhere. Smiling but searching. Surrounded, yet starved for something real. So when peace finally comes, when they find someone or someplace that speaks their language, they hold on like it's sacred scripture. Because in a world addicted to distraction, depth is rebellion. And the old soul was born to rebel quietly. The old soul is at peace in their own company. Silence, to them, isn't empty, it's full of whispers the world forgets to hear. They can spend hours alone, and yet feel more alive than they do in a crowded room. But here lies the paradox. Even as solitude heals them, it also hurts them. Because no matter how self-sufficient they become, a quiet part of their heart still aches to be seen. Not by many, just by one who truly understands. They crave connection, but not the kind traded in emojis and small talk. They want something sacred, a meeting of minds, a recognition of souls. They want someone who feels like a memory they've never lived, someone who can sit with their silence and still hear the story behind it. But in a world afraid of stillness, their solitude is often misunderstood as isolation. People think they're distant, when in truth they're protecting something fragile. Their peace, because they've been drained before, by conversations that never touched the heart, by relationships that loved their light but feared their depth. So they choose solitude, not as a rejection of the world, but as an act of preservation. Yet every now and then, when the moon feels too far and the stars too quiet, they whisper into the darkness, hoping someone somewhere is whispering back. This is their dual existence. They bloom in solitude, but wilt in loneliness. They protect their space fiercely, but secretly long for someone who can enter without breaking it. They are both the ocean and the shore, crashing, retreating, waiting. They know that true connection is rare, and that's why they guard themselves like a treasure. But when they finally find a soul that listens with the heart, they open. Slowly, beautifully, completely. Because even the strongest old souls, the ones who love their solitude, still dream of the day they won't have to face the silence alone. Old souls are born with memories they never lived. They walk through life with the quiet knowing of someone who has been here before, as if they've read the final chapter of a book everyone else is just beginning. But that wisdom, that sacred knowing, isn't always a gift. Sometimes it feels like a burden they never asked to carry. Because while others laugh freely in the moment, the old soul is already thinking about what it means and what it might cost. They see the cracks behind every smile, the endings hiding in every beginning, the truth beneath every beautiful lie. They cannot look away. Their mind won't let them. And so they live with eyes that see too much, and hearts that feel even more. People come to them for advice, for comfort, for understanding, but few ever stop to ask, who comforts the one who always understands? That is the paradox of the wise. They guide others through storms, while silently drowning in their own. Their empathy becomes both their crown and their cross. It draws people in, but it also drains them, until they find themselves retreating once more into the quiet refuge of their own thoughts. The world calls them mature for their age, but what it really means is that they've seen too much too soon. They've tasted the sweetness and sorrow of life before most have learned to spell it. And sometimes, they envy the innocence they lost before they ever had the chance to outgrow it. Yet despite the weight, they keep walking, softly, patiently, purposefully, because deep down they know their wisdom isn't meant to make them weary, but to make them useful, to light candles in the hearts of others, even when their own flame flickers low.